Welcome to the Peace Purpose Paid podcast. This is the place where healing meets ambition, where your past does not disqualify you, it prepares you, where we talk about the real journey of rebuilding your life from the inside out. This podcast is for the people who have been through the fire, the survivors, the dreamers, the ones who refuse to stay stuck in survival mode. Here, we talk about mental healing, financial growth, personal power, and walking boldly in your calling. Because the truth is, you were never meant to just survive life. You were meant to build a life that gives you peace in your mind, purpose in your soul, and prosperity in your hands. So whether you're driving, working, healing, rebuilding, or chasing your next level, welcome home. This is the Peace Purpose Paid podcast. I am Lisa. I am your host. Today's episode is titled, The Lie We Were Told About Success. Because too many people are chasing success, but they're chasing it based on a story that was never true to begin with. Today we're talking about something that most people never even question. Something we're all taught growing up, something society repeats over and over again. Today, we are talking about the lie we were told about success. Because let's be real, we were all taught the same story, right? Most of us grew up hearing the same formula. You have to go to school, you have to get good grades, find a job, work hard, climb the ladder, and then retire someday. And if you follow that formula, you will be successful, right? You will be secure. That formula is the American dream. You will be so happy. At least that's what the world told us, right? But for millions of us, that formula did not lead to freedom. That formula led to exhaustion. It led to burnout. It led to people spending their entire lives working and never actually feeling fulfilled. So the problem is not hard work, though. Okay, let's make that clear. The problem is not hard work, because hard work is very important, right? The problem is working hard in the wrong direction. Many people spend decades building someone else's dream, working jobs that they don't enjoy, sacrificing their time, sacrificing their energy, sacrificing their health. And for what? All for the promise that one day maybe they'll finally get to enjoy life. But life is not supposed to begin at retirement. We're alive right now. We're living right now. Life is happening right now. And this lie that we were taught about success, it has cost people so much. And people don't even realize. It's cost people their peace. It's cost people their health, their creativity. People aren't even creative anymore. It's cost people time with their families. It's cost people their ability to explore the gifts that were placed inside of them. Because when people believe success only looks one way, they stop looking for other possibilities, right? They stop believing that they can create something meaningful. They stop believing that they can design their own path. And that's where a lot of people get trapped. And that's where we get stuck. But here's something very important that we need to understand. Success without peace is not success. Because if someone has money but they're miserable, if someone has a status but they're constantly stressed, if someone has achievements but they're emotionally broken, that is not success. That is survival with a better paycheck. Real success includes peace of mind. Meaning, it includes fulfillment. It includes knowing that the life you are building actually reflects who you are. At some point, everybody has to ask themselves that important question. What does success actually mean to me? Not what society says, not what social media says. And definitely not what other people expect, but what truly matters to you. For some people, success is freedom. Freedom over their time, freedom over their choices, over the direction of their own lives, And for others, success is impact, helping people, creating change, leaving something meaningful behind. Success is not a one-size-fits-all. Success is something each person must define for themselves. And one of the biggest shifts people experience is when they stop chasing success and start chasing purpose. Because when someone discovers their purpose, now that's a whole different ballgame. Because when someone discovers their purpose, work stops feeling like punishment. Efforts start feeling meaningful, Energy flows differently when you're building something that aligns with your soul. Purpose transforms effort into impact. So we need to break that lie about success. We definitely need to let that die and stop passing it down to generations. But that takes courage. Breaking the lie about success takes courage. Because when you start thinking differently, some people are not going to understand that. A lot of people won't understand that. They're going to question your choices. They may doubt your vision. They may even try to convince you to stay where you are. Especially the people that know you personally. The people that have watched you grow up and watched you make your mistakes in life and do things that you're not so proud of. Those people will definitely try to convince you to stay where you are. But you have to remember this. The people around you, and most people giving advice about success, they are repeating the same ideas that they never questioned themselves. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply ask, what if there's another way? The world has changed, guys. The world has changed. And opportunities exist today that previous generations never had access to. People build businesses from their cell phones, y'all. A little compact device that you can walk around with all day long. People are building businesses. People are creating platforms, teaching skills, sharing their knowledge, building communities. People create income around their gifts and experiences. Now, while none of those paths are easy, because they're not, they require hard work. That's why hard work is important. Regardless of what path you choose, you're going to have to work hard if you want success. So no path that you take is going to be easy, but you have to understand that they are possible. But possibility only appears when you stop believing the old story. That is not the only way. You were not created just to survive. You were not created to just pay bills and repeat the same routine for decades. For decades. You were given gifts. You were given talents. You have experiences. You have a voice. And those things exist for a reason. Your life has the potential to create impact, to inspire others, to build something meaningful. But that journey only begins the moment you stop blindly following the story you were given and start creating your own story. Success is not about copying someone else's life. It's about creating a life that reflects your values, your purpose, your vision. A life that includes peace, meaning, growth, and absolutely 100% the ability to be compensated for the value you bring into this world. And that is the whole message behind this platform. If something in this episode spoke to your spirit, do not keep it to yourself, okay? Share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. Because healing, growth, and transformation should never happen alone. If you're ready to rebuild your life with intention, if you are ready to grow mentally, spiritually, and financially, make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode. Because around here, we believe something powerful. We believe your past does not define you. Your struggles don't disqualify you, and your story is not over. You still deserve a life filled with clarity, freedom, and abundance. And that's exactly what we're building here together. So until next time, protect your peace, walk in your purpose, and get paid for the gifts God has placed inside of you. Because when you live in alignment with who you truly are, that's why the mission is peace, purpose, paid.